Hello guys, as some of you know, Help Wanted 2 just released, which means a new addition to the franchise. So in today's video, I'll be ranking all of them from worst to best. These are all my opinion. If you have different opinion, you can share yours in the comment down below. Also one thing, Fnaf World won't be included in this video. Same goes to the spin-off games. And Ruin will be ranked separate from Security Breach. And without further ado, let's start. For number 11, it's gotta be Security Breach. This game released as a mess of glitches and bugs. Now, as a game, this is a great game, but as a FNAF game, no, it's just bad. The gameplay is boiled down in fetch quests and stalking. Now, I don't mean that everything in this game is bad. In fact, I'm gonna give my only compliment now. This game visuals are great. Okay, enough of this. Let's get to what I hate. Basically everything else. The story sucks, the new established villain Vanny is basically non-existent, which is really a shame since I was really hyped for the game. I really tried to put this game higher, but I just couldn't. This game could have been much better, but at the end of the day, it's not, so sadly it's here. And besides, one of the game has to be on last spot, and for this one, it's Security Breach. For number 10, it's FNAF 3. I always used to look down at this game, and well, recently I played it again. And the game is boring and honestly really easy. The gameplay is basically keep Springtrap away, avoid the phantoms, restart the system when it broke, and that's it. Now, despite its placement, FNAF 3 got some good stuff going on, like the story. This game's story is honestly amazing. It tells us more about Purple Guy and Springtrap, and the way you unlock the minigames and the amount of secrets is just impressive. As for the jump scares, they are alright. But Springtrap, the only animatronic that can actually kill you and end your run, got the worst one somehow. Even the Phantom's jump scares are better than his. Anyway, FNAF 3 is an overall okay game, and yeah. For number 9, it's Sister Location. I used to love this game so much when I first played it, but honestly, after replaying it handful amount of times, I don't think it's that good. Now for the gameplay, you basically do different tasks for each night, and well, there's actually a handful amount of minigames that I really enjoyed, such as the Breaker Room, Ballora Gallery, and Funtime Auditorium. And that's it. And the other minigames like Night 4, Spring Lock Suit, and Night 5 Baby Keypad can burn in hell. Despite all I said, Sister Location is low just due to how basically non-existent the replayability is. And yeah, before we move to the next one, I wanted to point out how great the custom night is this game. And the jump scares are extremely effective. The way you just see the animatronics and the skeleton is just terrifying. And yeah. For number 8, it's Ultimate Custom Night. Okay, people are now gonna get extremely mad. Why is this game higher than Sister Location and FNAF 3? Now listen out, I'm definitely not biased whatsoever, but honestly, UCN is really fun. I used to play this game for hours and never getting bored, due to how much variety this game offers. Yes, the jump scares are a major downgrade from the other games, but it's quite understandable since Click Team, which is the engine Scott uses, have limits, so it's not a big deal. And can we forget 50-20 mode, which is like the hardest thing that this game offers, not only here, but in the whole series.
Oh! Ah! Ah, fuck! Oh,
Also, the game is not scary and it's not meant to be anyway, so I will let it slide this time. My only kinda complaint is Funtime Foxy. I hate him and I still, to this day, question why Scott made him like that. Like, his mechanic is extremely annoying and weird to say the least. But other than that, UCN is really fun, and yeah. For number 7, it's Ruin. Now, honestly, I think Ruin is great. It's definitely a major improvement over the base Security Breach. Things like the graphics and gameplay are now much more better. And it's honestly a lot scarier. As for the story, I think it's alright. Although I'm kinda sad what FNAF have became, things like the Vanny mask and virtual world just like made the game feel less realistic. And I feel like this has became more apparent from FNAF Help Wanted, which we will get to later. Also, the mimic is cool, and no, I'm not saying it because of the memes. Also, the animations and the models looks incredible, I'm also glad that this DLC wasn't as buggy as Security Breach, which is great. For number 6, it's Fnaf 4. You know, when doing the script for this section, I literally didn't have anything to say about the game. Like, legit. I feel like this one is the game that I didn't really grow a big attached to. Probably because of the fact that I didn't like play it much compared to the others. But still, there's more stuff to appreciate here, like the gameplay that I really enjoyed, and the Nightmare animatronics like Nightmare Fredbear and Nightmarian are great, and they are probably one of my favorite characters in the whole series. The story is, as you know, complicated as hell. Secrets like that box is still to this day a mystery, and yeah. For number 6, it's FNAF Help Wanted. This one used to be my favorite, but looking back at it, there's a lot of things that I really didn't shine light on. Like the story. The way unrealistic FNAF have became is like extremely sad. I never liked the story of Help Wanted, and I think the way how William is now digital is extremely weird. As for Vanny, I think as a start for her character arc, this was a great introduction. Shame that she was a security for like 5 minutes. Minigames like Night Stirrer and Vents Repair are all great. Although the plush baby level, yeah, the recreation of the first three games, despite being great and all, doesn't really feel the same, you know? I mean, yeah, I played them. Something's still missing though. I don't know what is it, but I don't know, it doesn't feel the same. Minigames like Parts and Service are okay, I never enjoyed them much. And the DLC Curse of Dreadbear is honestly better gameplay wise. I enjoyed minigames like Build a Mangle or that minigame where you ring the bell and try to guess which animatronic opened the door. Of course, this game is infamous for having some interesting looking models to say the least. And yeah, for number 4, it's FNAF 2. Fun fact, this game was actually the first FNAF game that I played, and well, I'm extremely glad I did. This game is honestly so good. There's so many stuff to like here, such as the gameplay, and oh my god, this game is so perfect. Gameplay wise, I can play this for hours and never getting bored. It's like UCN. Simple yet extremely effective. I love the way that this office is basically your tomb, like, unlike the first game, there's no doors. Here, only two gigantic vents to your side, and in front of you is a pitch black hallway. This office is my favorite in all of FNAF. It really masters the feeling of basically being powerless. Now your doors, or in other words, defense, is still here, in form of Freddy mask, flashlight, and a music box. You probably already know what these do, so I won't explain them since I'm extremely lazy. The storytelling here is of course done by the 8-bit minigames, which showed us more about the lore, like Charlie and the purple guy, aka William Afton. This game have like million animatronics, but none of them stand out for me like the puppet. And yeah, for number 3, it's Help Wanted 2, and oh my god, this game is literally perfection. Everything looks amazing, and it's one reason this game is extremely enjoyable. As for the gameplay, it's basically like Help Wanted, but on steroids. You have a ton of minigames to play. All the minigames are quite unique, and better than just recreating a bunch of previous FNAF games on VR. As for the visuals, they are breathtaking. Everything here is just delight to look at. The environments, the models, everything here is done absolutely perfect. This is easily takes the cake for Seawall Best Game, and I'm extremely happy that it wasn't buggy and everything went smooth. A lot of YouTubers seem to enjoy this game, so I'm happy I wanted to go love. And yeah, for number 2, it's FNAF 1. This game is the one that started everything. This game is a masterpiece. It changed the world of horror to another whole level. The gameplay is simple. Check the cameras for the animatronics, keep an eye on Foxy, and close the doors when you need to. Characters' designs are terrifying, especially Bonnie. The story here wasn't as heavy as the other games, but it did a good job building up to what's coming up. The atmosphere really makes you feel like you are there, and it did a great job making you feel nervous at literally every second. Overall, FNAF 1 is absolutely revolutionary. It has good horror atmosphere and gameplay, and yeah, for number 1, it's FNAF 6. Pizzeria Simulator is so goddamn awesome. If the series ended here, I would be extremely satisfied. It did great job at telling such an amazing story and even answering some of the past questions. The game is split up to three sections of the gameplay. You got the Tycoon, where you do stuff like buying animatronics and props for your pizzeria, and here you can even test and play some minigames, and of course watch Helpy snapping his poor spine. The second section of the gameplay is the salvage. This one is easily the scariest part in the game. Everything from the visuals to the audio design is done perfectly. The way you see these animatronics just sitting there is just terrifying. The third section of the gameplay is the office section. Here you will be spending most of your time. Unlike the other games, this one takes a different approach, where instead of surviving to 6 a.m., you need to get some tasks done. And of course, it's not easy, because there's some quirky animatronics in the loose. And trust me, you don't want to mess with these guys. There's multiple ways of defending yourself, such as shining your flashlight at them or even luring them away with audio lures. Overall, FNAF 6 is an extremely great game. Everything here is done perfectly, and for me personally, it's definitely my favorite. And just like that, guys, reached the end. I hope you guys enjoyed the vid. If so, why not leaving a like and subscribe since it helps a lot. And see you guys next time.
Connection terminated. I'm sorry to interrupt you, Elizabeth, if you still even remember that name. But I'm afraid you've been misinformed. You are not here to receive a gift, nor have you been called here by the individual you assume, although you have indeed been called. You have all been called here, into a labyrinth of sounds and smells, misdirection, and misfortune. A labyrinth with no exit, a maze with no prize. You don't even realize that you are trapped. Your lust for blood has driven you in endless circles, chasing the cries of children in some unseen chamber, always seeming so near, yet somehow out of reach. But you will never find them. None of you will. This is where your story ends. And to you, my brave volunteer, who somehow found this job listing not intended for you. Although there was a way out planned for you, I have a feeling that's not what you want. I have a feeling that you are right where you want to be. I am remaining as well. I am nearby. This place will not be remembered, and the memory of everything that started this can finally begin to fade away, as the agony of every tragedy should. And to you monsters trapped in the corridors, be still, and give up your spirits. They don't belong to you. For most of you, I believe there is peace, and perhaps more, waiting for you after the smoke clears. Although for one of you, the darkest pit of hell has opened to swallow you whole, so don't keep the devil waiting, friend. My daughter, if you can hear me, I knew you would return as well. It's in your nature to protect the innocent. I'm sorry that on that day, the day you were shut out and left to die, no one was there to lift you up into their arms, the way you lifted others into yours. And then, what became of you? I should have known you wouldn't be content to disappear. Not my daughter. I couldn't save you then, so let me save you now. It's time to rest, for you, and for those you have carried in your arms. This ends, for all of us, in communication.